Welcome back to another SCP/Those Twisted Pines reading, dear researchers. Today we're going to be reading SCP-2806. We have the technology. Now without further ado. Item number SCP-2806. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. Individual instances of SCP-2806 are to be kept within high-security electronic storage containers within the storage wing of Site-64. All testing involving SCP-2806 requires prior approval of Site Command. Testing of SCP-2806-6 requires additional approval by the Site Ethics Committee. Following testing, instances of SCP-2806 are to be cleaned of any host remains, sanitized, and inspected for damage before returning to storage. Per the Skywalker Protocol, any individuals discovered with operational instances of SCP-2806 are to be apprehended, the instances surgically removed, and the subject amnesticized before being returned to the population with a non-anomalous replacement. Description: SCP-2806 designates a collection of 7 prosthetic arms, 6 prosthetic eyes, 3 prosthetic legs, and 4 prosthetic ears. All instances are constructed from combinations of aluminium, PMMA, polycarbonate casings, and a black aramid fabric similar in composition to SCP-1360-1. All instances of SCP-2806 remain inert until placed on or next to an individual missing a limb, hereafter referred to as the host, that the particular instance of SCP-2806 is designed to replace. Provided that the appropriate command phrase is spoken, and a footnote here, for all instances the command phrase integrate has been successful, a series of thin cobalt chromium alloy wires will emerge from the prosthetic and enter the host at the site of the missing limb. These wires will then connect with the host's peripheral nervous system over the course of several minutes. After this time, the SCP-2806 instance becomes fully animate and responds to the host in the same manner as a natural limb. SCP-2806 instances will not integrate with individuals who possess all their natural limbs. Investigation as to how instances of SCP-2806 are able to make this distinction is currently ongoing. Once an instance of SCP-2806 has integrated with the host, the aramid fabric begins to secrete a chemical compound which causes the host's skin to grow dermal and epidermal layers of skin over the instance. And now we have 2 footnotes. The first is, such activity is not observed in the prosthetic eye instance of SCP-2806, in which the iris of the prosthetic simply changes color to match the host's natural eye color. And the second footnote is, see Addendum 2806-A for information regarding the unique nature of SCP-2806-6's aramid covering. Such growths begin at the point of integration between the host and the instance of SCP-2806, and rapidly spreads until the entire prosthetic has been covered. All instances of SCP-2806 demonstrate flaws in their operations upon integration. These flaws range from inconvenient to highly dangerous, and render SCP-2806 instances unsuitable for long-term use. And a footnote here. For an extensive list of SCP-2806 instance flaws, see Addendum 2806-A. To date, the only effective means of removing an integrated instance of SCP-2806 from a host is via surgery. Such removal often causes severe damage to the host's peripheral nervous system, with significant central nervous system damage occurring in multiple cases. Previously, it was written it is currently unknown as to whether fully operational versions of SCP-2806 exist. Investigation by MTF Gamma-13 is currently ongoing. Now it says, see Addendum 2806-C. Addendum 2806-A, List of SCP-2806 Instances. 1. Prosthetic arm. When clenched, SCP-2806-1 delivers a constant force of 2,000 newtons to any object held. 2 is a prosthetic arm. Fingers continuously move in a random pattern independent of host's control. 3 is another prosthetic arm. Hand will automatically release any object heavier than 1 kilogram. 4 is a prosthetic arm. Prosthetic maintains a continuous temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. 5 is another prosthetic arm. Prosthetic amplifies desired force exerted by host by an approximate factor of 10. 6 is a prosthetic arm. Aramid coverings begin to replace the host's skin, causing the host to break out in patches of aramid fibers all over their body. 7 is the last prosthetic arm. Fingers automatically repeat actions between 3 to 5 times before control is returned to the host. 8 is the first eye. Eye's focal point remains 10 meters past the focal point of the host's natural eye. 9 is another eye. All images are magnified by a factor of 100. 10 is an eye. Eye points in the opposite direction of the host's natural eye. 11 is another eye. Eye briefly ceases to send signals to the brain every 2 minutes. 12 is yet another eye. Eye is unable to move in socket. 13 is the final eye. Eye produces imperfect vision with red-green color blindness. 14 is the first leg. Leg fails to deliver force greater than 100 newtons. 15 is another leg. Leg only delivers a force of 4,000 newtons. 16 is the final leg. Leg performs all actions at 3 times the speed of the host's natural leg. 17 is the first ear. All sounds are amplified to a continuous 115 decibels. 18 is another ear. All sounds are muted to a continuous 30 decibels. 19 is yet another ear. Constant presence of 50 decibel white noise. 20 is the final ear. All sounds above 100 decibels are muted. Addendum 2806-B. Recovery. SCP-2806 was recovered by Foundation personnel on July 17, 2015, following a raid on the offices of GOI 1115, Anderson Robotics, by MTF Gamma 13, Asimov's Lawbringers, near Bend, Oregon. The following video transcript was recovered from a computer within the workshop that all instances of SCP-2806 were recovered. Begin log. An individual later identified as POI 45543 Phineas is visible working on an instance of SCP-2806 at the room's central workbench. After several minutes, a second individual later identified as POI 53412 Isaac enters. Isaac. How's it coming? Phineas. It's coming. Ready by deadline it's coming? Phineas ceases to work on SCP-2806. I've already told you, I'm not meeting that ridiculous timetable. The Dry Falcon series will be ready when it's ready. You were given 9 months. The Peregrine series only took you 4 to get ready, and you had all hands on deck. You are aware that Miss Fentz already has at least 4 interested parties lined up for the release date. If we fail to meet that deadline, our professional credibility is called into question. Oh, spare me the lecture on professionalism. It's one thing for us to do custom pieces like we did for that Howl Kid. It's another thing for us to produce on a mass scale. I mean, Jesus, do you have any idea how complex this kind of project is? I have a rough... Do you? Do you really? Fine. I don't. I admit it. The magic bullshit is your department. So please, educate me on why we can't release on time. Gladly. Getting these prosthetics to work is not like getting the Peregrine series or the Amers up and running. At least then, we got to start from scratch. Now, however, we essentially have to make our gear hijack a natural system that has already had billions of years of troubleshooting. There are quite literally a million things that can go wrong with the integration process, let alone long-term viability. If we release this product and there is a bug we don't foresee, some rich heiress will end up crushing her daughter's head in her hands. At which point, we not only don't have a working project, but we end up with pissing off Marshall and his friends. I didn't even want to get involved with this crowd, but I'll be damned if I associate with... Phineas! Hey, old man, you're rambling again. What's your point? My point, whippersnapper, is that it took Edison 1,000 tries to make a light bulb, and he had a whole lab at his disposal. I have myself, Jason, Medea, and a project that is infinitely more esoteric. I think it's fair to say that longer than 9 months is not an unreasonable development time. Imagine how much more cash you can bathe in if we deliver a product that works. So if I give you another 5 months, what happens when you say we aren't ready then? These contracts aren't going to sit idle forever. There are other firms that can deliver what these people want. Right now, we just have the benefit of claiming we can do it at the lowest cost. So I'll ask again, what happens in 5 months when you still aren't ready? Are you going to give me this same spiel? Damn right I will. We're not releasing these into the wild until they're good and ready, and if you disagree with me on that, we can talk to Anderson directly. Vincent will tell you the same thing that I am. You're so damn certain that you're irreplaceable, aren't you? I know I am. Vincent can always find another glorified accountant, but he only has one of me. Isaac begins to walk out of the workshop, shaking his head. See you in 5 months, then. Isaac leaves. After a few moments, Phineas approaches the computer and begins to speak directly at the camera. You see, Vince, this is the kind of bullshit that goes down when you make a deal with the devil. Phineas turns off the recording. End log. In addition, the following emails were recovered from the same computer. From Phineas to Vincent. Subject: Keep Prometheus bound. Vince, this probably won't come as a shock to you, but I am stepping down from Miss Fente's project. If this goes to completion, it will open a huge can of worms that I'm not willing to be associated with. I like the idea of helping people become whole again. That's a nice idea. One that I can get behind. However, once the Dry Falcon series is launched, and our new customer base realizes what exactly it is that we are offering, there will be a demand that we go above and beyond. People will want our arms and legs to come with superior strength, our eyes to see through walls, our ears to hear conversations miles away. The rabbit hole has no bottom. Worse, how long do you think it will be before we have some rich, crazy bastards having his son's arms and legs amputated so that he can use our product to turn him into a sports star, or turning his bodyguards into living weapons? You and I both have firsthand experience with how easy it is to abuse such technology. Once the upgrading starts, it will not stop. At least with the robots, we could shut them down remotely. However, since these things are powered off the host's life force, we won't have such a luxury. We won't have control of the monster once it gets brought to life. Jason and Medea have access to all the notes, schematics, and incantations. If you still want to go ahead with this, they can easily finish the project in my stead. I implore you to pull the plug, but ultimately the decision is yours. Your oldest friend, Phineas. From Vincent to Phineas. Bree, keep Prometheus bound. Phineas, excuse me if I take a moment to admire the irony in a man who's basically turned himself into a T-800 telling me that we need to tone down our work in our line of prosthetics. Miss Fontes is offering us a vast market, one in which our product is easily going to be superior, not only for its aesthetic value, but also due to the fact that our models don't require batteries. I would be doing this company a disservice to not seize such a golden opportunity, especially one that, in my eyes, has more potential to heal than harm. If our customers want to raise themselves above and beyond the normal human experience through us, we are really in no position to judge. We abandoned any moral high ground when we got into the business of selling death bots and auto turrets. I understand your concerns on this matter and why you wish to remove yourself from the project. I won't hold it against you. You are a man of your principles. However, we can't afford to hold idealism over pragmatism. Jason and Medea will finish the Gry Falcon series as scheduled. You and I can work on the Data series in the meantime. Anderson. Addendum 2806-C Update 31.3.16. The following document was acquired from within the MC&D intranet during a reconnaissance mission by MTF Kappa 10, Skynet operatives. Important, do not discard. Dear Mr. Richmond, thank you for your purchases of Gry Falcon series prosthetics. No other company on the market can offer you such a high-quality piece of equipment to help you get back to being 100% and going beyond. Simply put, your prosthetic into place, say your pre-designated command word, and allow the integration process to run to completion. Before you know it, you'll be whole again. Not only will your Gry Falcon series prosthetic feel like a natural extension of yourself, but within 3 days of integration, it will look like the real thing. Our technology is tailor-made to become indistinguishable from your actual person. I have complete confidence that you will feel good as new. Per your request, the following additional features have been provided to your prosthetics. The Herculean package, option 3, and the I Spy package, option 1. As always, it's a pleasure doing business with you. Anderson. Kappa 10 has since recovered a total of 247 similar documents from within the MC&D sales database. Attempts to locate these customers by Gamma 13 in conjunction with Kappa 10 are ongoing, with a total of 50 customers located as of 15/5/16. All instances of SCP-2806 acquired during these arrests were fully operational, with multiple instances providing superhuman features. And that's all the time we have for today, dear researchers. Thank you very much for coming. Good luck out there. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye.